What up, boss dons? CurtisDonDeano, and today we're here for a little different kind of video. Typically, my talking videos only get 500-600 max, so I know we don't have too many boss dons here, but that's not the point. My point is just I'm passionate about many things, and if I have a platform, I don't give a look if it's 17,000 subscribers or it's 3 subscribers. I'm gonna talk my talk to those people who are watching and are participating in, you know, what I got going. So today we're here to talk about being a good person, as the title suggests. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you a little bit about being a good person, the perception of being a good person. And the video is more or less like, are you being painted a bad person? I think that's what I'll title it. Here's the thing, right? Perception is everything. You cannot control a person's perception on you. Sometimes people are very one-dimensional in that they only can color with the crayons that they've been provided. Let me explain. You can't really imagine a color you've never seen before. That's a scientific fact. Like, try to right now. Try to imagine a color you've never seen before. I don't know why we can't. Maybe somewhere, somehow, someone could make a color up in their head. Whatever the case is, if you can't imagine a color you can't see, then how can you deem a person that you can't really compare to somebody as a bad person? How can you label them as a good person? You can't, because you don't have that crayon in your box yet. And I think that's a problem with a lot of people. So let me give you a little background on me, right? I don't want to go too deep. I'm not really good at talking about myself. Let's just say that when I was in high school, I was always a fly guy, always into clothes. I don't come from a family of like a lot of money or nothing like that. Like, not even a little bit of money. We all been poor. We poor. We just don't make the best decisions, if you get what I'm saying. Well, that's how it always been, and sometimes things become habits, and then it becomes culture. You get what I'm saying? And so, I always had things that were probably above my means, whatever that means. Even when I didn't, I was very resourceful. I'm a thrifter. Well, I used to be more so. I really don't have time now. But what I do want to do a thrift video for the channel. I think it's very important. There are a lot of people who reach out to me and let me know that they can't afford certain things that I show on this channel. Even though I am one of those supreme guys who spends like $60 for every t-shirt he wears. But nonetheless, you know, I've always been a fly person, and I guess I look the way I look. I've never been like so into my face or anything, you know. At one time I didn't really like the way I looked, and I mean, I'm sure we've all been through that. And I keep it 100. I like the way I look now. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable in my skin, and you know, I'm very confident now. Very confident. But there was times, especially in high school, which I'm sure we've all been through. We fucking 14, 15, 16, 17. Like, those are the years where like your confidence is broken and built up 1,000 times over. So I feel like the bad perception of me started there. When I was in middle school, I was even more, I'm kind of how I am now. I'm very recluse, very to myself. You get what I'm saying? Then when I got to high school, at first I was going through a lot of family issues, so I was kind of to myself. And then, besides like my close friends I had from middle school, and then I would meet more people. And then by the time 10th grade had came, I feel like I became like, you know, a person who was probably on a lot of people's radars because of the way I dressed. We didn't wear uniform to school. By 11th grade, you know, I was CurtisDonDeano, the untouchable. And I had went through this summer of just darkness and madness and just depression and hurt, you know. And then I kind of came back with this, like, not nonchalant, but just like a, you can't faze me, you can't get to me, like these, like just the hurt that I was feeling. I said I wouldn't feel that way again. And so I built up this wall, you know what I'm saying? And this background is necessary because maybe a lot of people won't get this, but it'll just put it in context when I tell you. So then, I feel like as a result of this being me being a hurt person, becoming a different, you know, it transforming me. Then you get from there, you get a person who seems to be arrogant, who seems to be stuck up maybe, you know. So I can understand how that person can be perceived, but that's the thing about judging people. You never know what they've been through, and you don't know why they can act where they act. And as long as people aren't being verbally or physically mean or hurtful to you, why the fuck you care? Oh, I know why these people care. Insecurities. Now, I did use one word there, confidence. And like I said, I'll do a video on building confidence if that's what y'all want. We can talk about that. I have some pretty much practical things to build confidence. You know, very practical. But what I will say is that when it comes to being a good person, it's simple. Very simple. And being a good person to each person will be different. It's about your morals, your values, and how well you stick to those things. That's what I feel like makes you, like on, you know, surface level, makes you a good person. Simply because, you know, you're doing what you want to do. It becomes problematic, in my opinion, when you begin to hurt people. As long as that isn't in your morals and values, and it's simple, like sometimes it can be unintentional, but we aren't judged based on our our intentions. We judge based on our actions. So even if it's not intentional, you just can't be out here hurting people. Whether it be in relationships or whether it be in just a passive ass way. You know what I'm saying? Like subtweets and stuff. You just can't be out here hurting people. Nonetheless, I feel like this nonchalant guy who was hurt, who was kind of like unattached from the world because of the pain he was going through, loneliness, other things, you get that, right? And you put him in a space with people in high school, everyone's just boiling over with emotions, but he seems put together. Because I've always been a thought out person. So now you do that, and what then happens is I feel like I became this person who was a bad person. Because like people would chill on a school week, and then they would probably like, you know, kind of like dress up to War Fridays and the weekends. I was the guy who dressed up pretty much every day. And I think those things made people think that I just thought I was somebody. Oh no, I was trying to be somebody. But not in a oh, it's going to be at the expense of someone else's way. I've never been that type of person. So, you know, I did grow up in a household where people were kind of like mean and blunt, and we were very vocal about how we feel about things. But, you know, so those things did rub off. I'm not going to lie, I used to say like rude stuff and stuff in 9th grade and stuff. But the thing is, I feel like after high school, it's like it just was like this base of a reputation, you know? When you live in a city where, you know, you go to a popular high school. I went to City, and so when you live in the city, you go to a popular high school. I went to City College. When you go to, but it's a high school, City College, Baltimore City College High School. When you go to a high school that's popular, a lot of people kind of know you because they come to your basketball games and stuff like that. And then, of course, MySpace and Facebook and then Twitter were out at the times. And so people would know who I am. They knew I dressed well. And they knew I was pretty much a confident person. Confidence always was people who are insecure, offers arrogance. And then I feel like people just painted me. They just kind of like went with it. Like they just did like this high school ass shit. Like movie high school shit. And just like made me like out to be like this popular demonic person. And it's just like, that was never me. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm speaking on this is because it's carrying over to like my business life now. Like I'm this whole business owner who, you know, you can't be a, you know, evil person and get support. So it's like people are trying to tarnish my reputation out here. Like, y'all gotta chill. But you know, what I will say in this very moment, because part of being a good person is owning up to your faults. If I ever hurt anyone in any way, I truly apologize. Even if you hurt me first. Because to me, it's never that deep. To me, it's always easier for me to walk forward, to walk past things. You know, things are never that serious to me. And so, this was almost like a public service announcement. That, hey, I'm not a bad person. I'm a nice guy. And then, like, people just base so many things. They just base so many things off of, like, you being a bad person. They'll say, like, oh, you don't follow people back on social media. I don't follow people back because I'm not with the riffraff. You know what I'm saying? If I know you, I kind of feel obligated. Other than that, I don't be with the riffraff. Like, you aren't creating anything. You're posting, like, and this is going to sound so condescending. But, like, you have a person, you got people I follow who, like, just work so hard on, like, pictures and their Insta stories, like, I can only tell you like how creative people are. And I'm not saying I can't follow you if you aren't creative, but it's just like people think social media is just like this friendship, lovey-dovey photo book. And at the end of the day, once you start making money off of this stuff, it becomes business instantly. And you know, I think that if your situation is similar, if people are painting you out to be a bad person, that situation, I'm sure the backstory is always different. Long story short, I'm saying everything I'm saying to say, still carry your torch high. You know, at the end of the day, don't be afraid to apologize if someone wants an apology. Don't be afraid to seem supportive of the idea that you're a good person. And don't be afraid to do things that seem like it's just like, I'm not doing that. Like, what do I have to prove to anyone? I know who I am. I know I'm a good person. But don't be afraid to do things that oppose that belief. Because at the end of the day, life is short. And people are going to hate you regardless. People are going to dislike you regardless. But if you can do anything to stop that by just simply being nice, then so be it. I feel a weight off my shoulders. I don't know if this video was as helpful as it should be, but I think it was more for me to vent and just for me to let people know I'm a good person. And I know you want to say it through actions, but it's just like, ask anybody I've ever been friends with. Anybody. I'm, for sure, majority of my friends probably think I'm like a mean-ass good friend. I've always been mean. Never a bad person. And I'm not even really mean. I'm really going off of what people tell me I am. I never thought I was mean. I thought I was nice, but I don't know. I don't know shit. All I just know is that I'm going to hold my torch high. I'm going to stand my ground on who I am and what I believe in. If I make a little joke or play a little bit, don't be offended. Because it's just a joke. Lighten up. Other than that, though, you know, being a Don is all about owning your shit. Being a Don is all about taking responsibilities for the hurt that you may have caused other people and apologizing, and if not an apology, then true remorse. You know what I'm saying? And if people be on some fuck shit and they just create stories in their head and they just want to be your enemy, then let them be. Because at the end of the day, that shit is free promotion, and that's a fact. Alright, Boss Dons, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Stay untouchable. Godspeed.